Welcome to another S&P Futures day trading recap on an Apex paid account, where I'll be able to withdraw profits without incurring any of the losses. You can sign up for your own Apex account with my link in the description and use my coupon code for 80% off all monthly fees. This first trade was very clean, and I faded a counter trend breakout during a very bullish morning on a second entry long setup. Took a little retracement back down to the EMA before hitting my target, which is why we gotta stay patient and let our trades fully play out. Basically the same setup as the first trade. I faded another counter trend breakout with a small long scalp here. These are great examples of micro two-legged pullbacks working out, but things are about to take a turn for the worse. So one of my most profitable setups to date on the account has actually been momentum trades, catching a piece of a strong trending market by instinctively entering as soon as there are signs of momentum building. Well, I tried doing that here and hopped in short after a series of bear candles, and unfortunately, the bearish momentum died down before reaching my profit target, which was determined by my 1-to-1 reward to risk requirement. This is ultimately the biggest risk with taking these types of momentum trades with my setup. I usually set my stop loss above the most recent pivot point, so if I enter too late in the trade, my stop loss becomes pretty wide, which also means my profit target needs to be more aggressive. In this case, my profit target was just a little too far out of reach, and when price starts to consolidate, I decide to lower my profit target to the bottom of the range, and adjust my stop loss to be closer to meet the 1-to-1 reward to risk requirement. I figured that this was reasonable because if price pushed up too high above the EMA, I wouldn't want to be short anymore. This is exactly what happens as buyers break price out of the consolidation and I get stopped out. Getting stopped out by such strong bull bars made me think we're now in always in long price action, and I jump in long. When price immediately reverses on me after my entry, I actually average down once near the EMA. My risk rules allow me to size in once after entry, and I decided to use it this time because the short-term bullish momentum coincided with the longer-term bullish momentum that we had all morning. I was actually waiting for price to put in a higher pivot low so I could move my stop loss to decrease my risk, but nope. Price continues to flush downwards to hit my very wide stop loss for my second loss in a row. This would hurt a lot due to being in 2 contracts. Once again, getting stopped out by such strong bear bars and seeing that price now very clearly was putting in lower highs and lower lows made me jump in short. Seeing some bearish continuation after I enter, I add another contract, this time fully expecting price to start dumping hard as bears were clearly gaining control. Well, today was just not my day, as price starts to rebound after my second add. I realized that my stop loss was just way too far away for this increased size, and I had no choice but to lower it to the most recent pivot high. This lower stop loss quickly gets hit, and I get taken out for my third loss in a row, and I now must stop trading per my risk rules. Needless to say, today sucked. It started out so promising with those 2 wins that even brought me over the $2,600 withdrawal threshold, and things went from good to horrible in a blink of an eye. Trading with momentum can be very profitable, but today's trade recap also shows the dangers of trying to catch momentum, which is that you generally will need to set a wide stop loss, which can lead to your emotions controlling your decision making. In hindsight, had I kept my original stop loss and take profit on my third trade, my profit target would have been hit after a deep retracement, and I could have had an amazing trading day. Adjusting my trade parameters after my entry meant that I didn't fully accept my stop loss before I took on the trade, and this is something that I absolutely need to work on. I want to be clear that despite it looking like my emotional trading led to 3 bad losses in a row, I actually don't consider these to be tilt trades. I didn't break a single risk rule today. All my trades were 1-to-1 reward to risk. I never sized in more than once on any trade, and I stopped trading after taking 3 losses. Trading with momentum is also part of my playbook, and as I mentioned earlier, this is actually one of my most profitable setups even after these 3 losses. Ultimately, I followed my trading plan today, but just wasn't reading price action correctly, which led to a big red day. I don't want to use hindsight bias to call any of these tilt trades just because they were losers, since I know that if I had won them all, I would have considered them to be great momentum trades. Tilt trading should be defined as taking trades that clearly break your risk rules, win or lose. Since I followed all my risk rules, I did not tilt trade today. Something I am realizing though is how bad it feels to have such a large red day, and going forward, I'll be updating my rules to limit my max daily loss to $500. I'll have to stop trading if I either hit this max loss threshold or take 3 losses, whichever comes first. With today's rough trading session, the account has dropped back down to 51,672. definitely had a bit of a setback, but it's nothing I can't overcome with responsible trading that follows my risk rules. This latest edition of the $500 maximum daily loss limit should hopefully help even more with capital preservation going forward, but we'll see if it ends up limiting my upside as well. Of course, everything will be documented with full transparency on this channel, even the big red days like today, so make sure you're subscribed if you want to follow along. Another reminder is that I'll be trying out my first ever trading live stream on Friday, June 16th. We'll be trading the morning session starting at around 8:15 a.m. Central Time, and we'll continue streaming until I hit my loss limit. I intend to be active and take as many good setups as I can, which means it could potentially be a short one if things start out badly. No matter the result, I'm sure it'll make for good entertainment, so feel free to tune in. As always, thanks for watching. Please leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and subscribe so you're notified of the next time I post a trade recap. In the meantime, I'll continue posting daily profit and loss updates in my channel's community tab.